Hi, welcome back. So today I'm going to show you how you can replace the springs on your Arnage. It's a really common problem with Arnage is that when you try and pull the bonnet release, the bonnet just refuses to pop up. So these springs here give the bonnet the initial pop and allow you to get your hand in to release the bonnet release lever and lift the bonnet. But if you can't get it open that initial stage and it just gets stuck, then you end up having to wedge something between the bonnet and the wing to try and pop the bonnet open and risk damaging your paintwork. So we've upgraded the springs for the Arnage bonnet release, and I'm going to show you how we put them on now. Okay, so this is one side bonnet spring. As you can see, up inside the spring there's a lock nut, and then you unwind it by this slot here on the end of the stud. So the first thing you want to do is undo the lock nut, and you can actually get a spanner in between the coils of the spring and just crack that off there. Once that's loose, you should be able to unwind the stud from the end, and you ideally want to keep the lock nut in the same position, but if it does move, it's not the end of the world, because you can usually see where it was. So we're just going to unwind this stud, and it does decompress the spring almost completely, so you don't have to worry about it firing out at you. So you can see where the lock nut was is dirty, and you just want to reposition the lock nut where it was. And then what we do is we get the new spring, set that over the stud, and we begin to wind it in. Once it's caught, you can just go ahead and wind all the way in. Now you have to be watching out for when the lock nut makes contact, and that's when you'll want to a bit fiddly to get your spanner in there, but once you just lock it up, then that's done. Okay, so now we've changed the springs on both sides of the bonnet. I'm going to close the bonnet and then release it, and you'll see how well the bonnet pops up. So not only do the uprated bonnet springs improve the ability to open the bonnet, but we've also had it brought to our attention that they fit really well inside the boot lid hinge. And what this does is it helps the initial opening of the boot lid. We already offer Prestige Parts gas struts for the boot lid, which are uprated and allow the boot lid to lift unaided. But if you additionally install the springs up inside the boot lid, it gives an extra support on the initial opening of the boot lid, just to make it easier. You have to take this carpet panel off and reach up inside the boot lid here in the hinge, and they hold there and just give you that additional support on opening the boot lid. So hopefully that shows you how to install the replacement bonnet springs and potentially upgrade your boot lid hinges as well. As always, please let us know if there's anything else we can do to help. Thanks for watching.